promise, look for new heavens and a new earth, wherein dwelleth righteousness.
See? It says we're looking for, basically we're looking for that revised earth, man. Okay, we're looking for that for the new kingdom to come. Okay? Because at the moment in this kingdom, we're the bottom of this kingdom. We cannot rule this kingdom, man. Okay? When the Lord puts us back, because the Roman Empire, when Esau fell, we ruled his empire. By this time it's not gonna be so, man. We're not gonna take over this kingdom, man. This time period, man, the Lord's gonna destroy this kingdom and give us our own. That everlasting kingdom, man.
This is Psalms 144. Psalms 144, say 145 and 13. Thy kingdom is an everlasting kingdom, and thy dominion endureth throughout all generations.
You see? It begins with Yahushua, because Yahushua was promised a kingdom, an everlasting kingdom, and then Yahushua has joined heirs with the kingdom, man. Okay, of which Yahushua is calling those right now, man. Okay? So when somebody speaks about the men who the Lord has chosen out of all the world, the people of the world, they will never consider people like us, man. Okay? But all of us, man, all of us will be, Yahushua picked us out from the whole world. Say, that one wake him up. That one wake him up. That one wake him up, man. So really, man, we have to be special, man. You see? Regardless of our infirmities, the way we look, you know, brothers are 5'4", you know, you get guys that are strong and tall and, you know, speak eloquent, educated, and the Lord has denied all those people, man.
See that Lord on YouTube, man, bodybuilders, man. Guys that look apart, they got their diet on point, go to the gym all the time, cut, chiseled out. The Lord didn't give this gospel to them. You know what I'm saying?
The guys that got 5 degrees, plaques on their wall, their degrees that they have, man, all these scholars of the world, and the Lord has denied all those people, man. But us, man, coming from nowhere, man, okay, coming from cleaning tables, cleaning toilets, and the Lord said him, because remember what Yahushua said, no man comes to me unless the Father has called him, man. So we were literally called by the Heavenly Father, man, okay. So we have to be special, man. And the brother said earlier on, man, by being a pilgrim, man, you have to believe, man. That's why you don't settle in this society. You don't settle in this kingdom, man. All right, James.
You don't believe in this place. You don't have faith in this place. Your faith in this place was destroyed when you read about the faith of the kingdom. When you read about the Bible, when this place being destroyed, you believe that this place is going to be destroyed. So you lost faith in getting a career. You lost faith in trying to find a wife. You lost faith in all that.
And it was 6.
All right? And then you gave up yourself for this faith. All right? See, all the people that's not in this, the reason why they're not in this is because they have faith in this place. All right?
Okay, so like what else? With James 2 and don't ask for James 2 and 15. The one James 4. The other one, James 2 and in the book of James, James 2 and I got it. James 2 and 5.
So the book of James 2 and 5. Hearken, my beloved brethren, hath not the Most High chosen the poor of this world, rich in faith, and heirs of the kingdom, which he hath promised to them that love him.
See that the Lord has chosen the poor of this world, man. Also get 1 Corinthians. Yeah. Okay, the Lord does not deal with the, like if you get that in Samuel, where it says Samuel 7 or something.
Don't look up on his
all that possible. The Lord does not see the way we see, man. See, like I remember growing up when you're in school, Sometimes you cannot judge somebody based on their appearance. The guy could run and he could talk and we judge according to the flesh, man. You see, but the Lord does not look at men according to the flesh. Okay, the Lord looks at the spirit of that man. Okay, because right now, man, really, man, really, we are the same men that were mighty in the ancient times, man. The same prophets, man, that were mighty in the ancient times, man. The men that were with King David. Okay, we are right now. It's the same spirits that were fighting next to King David. We're strong. We could jump over walls. The house of David. But now we're in different bodies now. These bodies humble us now, man. Okay? We have a different life now, man. We've lost our power. Okay? Now we are servants. We were once kings, now we are servants. So if King David was here now, man, he might have a menial job, man. Okay? He might be a taxi driver, a bus driver, and that's actual King David. The same spirit, the same man that wrote Moses, the same man that wrote all these precepts, man. Today, when he's back here today, man, no one will see him for what he really is, man. And that's the same for us, man. So it's not a coincidence that we are waking up to this truth and then doing what we're doing, man. It just means at one point of time we did something back in the past, and then today now we're in captivity, really. Okay? What did you have? Did you find that piece of us? Yeah.
Samuel 16.
Yes, I guess a good point.
Alright, start at Samuel 16 and 7. This is Samuel 16 and 7. 6. And it came to pass when they were come that he looked on Eliab and said, surely the Lord's anointed is before him. But the Lord Yahweh said unto Samuel,
When did you start?
Samuel 16 and 6. But the Lord said unto Samuel, look not on his countenance or on the height of his stature.
Because the story, going back to the story of King David and King Saul, the first man was made king based on the flesh. He was the tallest man in Israel. He must have been strong. Okay? And then men looked at him because, yeah, he's going to be our king. Look how mighty he is, man. So then he became king based on the flesh, man. If you go back to the story, that's why King Saul became king of Israel. And then what happened when he got rejected by the Lord? But then now this is now concerning King David. Now go ahead, read that part again. So King David was chosen differently. King David was based upon his spirit, man. Alright, his faith. Okay, go ahead.
But the Lord said unto Samuel, look not on his countenance or on the height of his stature, because I have refused him. For the Lord seeth not as man seeth. For man looketh on the outward appearance, but the Lord looketh on the heart.
And that's the same story of all of us, man. Okay? If we were to be picked up, man, if somebody was to choose them who the prophets of the world are, man, they would not look at us, man, at all, man. Okay? That's why a lot of people reject us, because why, man? They don't see us as men that have the truth, man. The rough garments, alright? Physically, man, we look weak. You know? When our prestige in this world is somebody to look at how far did you go in school. You only went as far as your standard grades. They will come on, man. You know, Israelite credentials. You know, when you apply for a job, what do they ask for? Your credentials, they ask for your CV. You gotta produce your credentials, man. How far did you go in school? After that, what did you do? For that 1 year, what did you do? You know? And that's how Esau filters people out, man. But the Lord doesn't do that, man. Okay, the Lord knows how, the Lord looks at the spirits, man. You know? One day, that man there. There could be other guys, man, they were tall and strong, and because if you see a guy, man, that's 6'5", but he'll be scared, man, to do what we're doing now, man. He's strong, he's got a strong voice, but he'll be scared to come and stand out here for the Lord, man. Okay, to look foolish for the Lord, man. But then, look at the brothers that you see in front of you, man. Rich in faith. We're able to stand here in front of our enemies boldly, man. Why? Because of the faith that the Lord gives us in the Spirit, man. Somebody else going to say. Let us go. Leave it at James 25.
क्या रिव्यू करना चाहेंगे?
It's Corinthians 1 and chapter 25.
So first Corinthians 1 and 25. For the foolishness of the Most High is wiser than men, and the weakness of the Most High is stronger than men. Verse 26. Yeah, verse 26. For ye see your calling, brethren, how that not many wise men after the flesh, not many mighty, not many noble are called.
See, not many wise men after the flesh, man. They are the educated, the guys with credentials, okay, the guys that have gone to these special universities. Okay, that's why when Dr. James White, the Edomite, when he was trying to go back and forth with the apostles, man, they were bringing out scriptures concerning Edom and the prophecies, and what happened, man? They just disappeared after that, man. He didn't want to deal with this anymore. And those are the guys that you would consider scholars when it comes to the Bible, man. They write books, and if they write a book, man, everybody will go and buy that book. Okay? Because they consider them as men that understand this thing, that understand the Bible. Alright? And somebody also get we did it when how should I say the Lord has given it to the wise and given it to the babes. I read that against like
So 1 Corinthians 1 and 25. Because the foolishness of the Most High is wiser than men, and the weakness of the Most High is stronger than men.
Right.
Verse 26. For ye see your calling, brethren, how that not many wise men after the flesh, not many mighty, not many noble are called. But the Most High have chosen the foolish things of the world to confound the wise.
The Lord has chosen the foolish things of this world, man. The uneducated, okay, those without credentials, those is given the understanding of the scriptures, man, so we can go to those that are wise. Because at the end of the day, it's all about the power of the Heavenly Father, man. Okay? At the end of the day, man, it's the Lord showing His power, man. Okay? To take somebody that's a nobody, give him understanding, and then send him the ones that are somebody, the people that have credentials in this world, man, to go and rebuke them.
To test their humility.
Yeah, you see?
To test their humility, man. I think that's the test and trial, man, is humility. And are you willing to give up everything that you have in your way of doing things to do what the Most High said for you to do? That's to be a servant, man. A servant does the bidding of his or her master. How can you do the bidding of your master if you're doing what the fuck you want to do? You're about doing your own business, man. You're not doing the will of the Lord. What did Yahushua say? He said, "Lo, I come to do thy will. Let thy will be done." Moses is looking for his servants, man. Who's going to worship him in spirit and in truth. But majority of our people are not worshiping him. They're worshiping this beast. Those in Revelation, them that worship the beast shall be basically destroyed, man. Where's it go?
Cast in the lake of fire.
The last of it. Exactly. So it's the Most High or this world, man, or this system. You know?
Let's straight to the point. You're gonna read the whole thing. Yeah. Unless you go there, let's go straight to the point.
Matthew 11 and 25. At that time, Yahushua answered and said, I thank thee, O Father,
See, he said, I thank thee, O Father. Go ahead.
Lord of heaven and earth, because thou hast hid these things from the wise.
Because he has hid these things from the wise. So the wise men of this world, man, don't have the mysteries that we have. Okay? They don't have the faith that we have. Alright? Go ahead.
And prudent, and has revealed them unto babes.
And has revealed it unto babes, man. Okay? We are the babes. The unwise, man. Alright? And this is why sometimes the prophets, when the Lord came to them, the prophets were shocked, man. Like Jeremiah. You know, Jeremiah questioned the Lord, man. I'm just a child. You want me to go to these people? He was speaking to himself, and I'm sure there's somebody better that you can send. Alright? He was thinking that I'm sure there's somebody better that you can send. I believe there's another prophet again that says, he was a keeper of, he was a headman, a keeper of sheep. He said, I didn't choose this life, man. I was a keeper of sheep, but the Lord came to me.
David.
Not David, no. One of the minor prophets. One of the minor prophets. I believe it.
Jeremiah.
No, not Jeremiah. I would have to sit down and find him, but I remember reading about him, but he said basically he was expounding his prophecies, and he was saying I was just a headman. And the Lord came and told him to go and prophesy, man. Okay? Jonah's always speaking, man, send somebody else, man. You know? But the Lord was like, nah, I'm sending you. You see? Oh, please start first. Please start first, make another person.
This is it. Verse 27. All things are delivered unto me of my Father. Say, even so, Father, for so it seemeth good in thy sight.
You get okay. You go precept?
Yeah. So Mark 10 and 23. And Yahushua looked round about and saith unto his disciples, how hardly shall they that have riches enter into the kingdom of the Most High?
But when you're rich in this world, man, it's unless the Lord really puts that spirit, a heavy spirit on you, man, it's hard, man, to let go of those comfortabilities that you have, okay? To come and suffer for Yahushua, man, okay? To let go of that comfort that you had, man. You know, being able to afford whatever you want to, whatever you can afford, being able to go to these fancy restaurants, you know, get a nice, decent car, and then, you know, for Yahushua sake, to let all those ambitions go. It's a hard thing, man. Sirach, the 2nd chapter. When you come into this truth, man, this truth is about suffering, man. Because we're not just gonna wake up and get the kingdom, and the Lord's gonna pour us through things, man. Before the kingdom comes, the Lord's gonna test our faith. Because the Lord already understands, man, the gravity of what we're gonna get after this, man. But we ain't getting it for free. Yahushua did not get it for free, man. Yahushua had to come and suffer for it. Okay, before Yahushua's name was really exalted, like the way he did the New Testament, he had to suffer for it, man. That's what the gospel is all about. Okay, when he finished his course, it's now our turn now, man. We're not required to die on the cross, but we are required, man, to go through the things that we go through as well, man. Matter of fact, get Thessalonians. Okay. Like this one more precept. Get 1 Thessalonians 3 and 3. 3 and 4.
So verse 24, and the disciples were astonished at his words. But yes, lucky. This is Mark 10 and 23. And Yahushua looked round about and saith unto his disciples, how hardly shall they that have riches enter into the kingdom of the Most High. Verse 24. And the disciples were astonished at his words. But Yahushua answereth again, and saith unto them, Children, how hard it is for them to trust in riches to enter into the kingdom of the Most High.
Yeah. Because that's why the Bible read earlier on, man, that you cannot save two masters, man. Either you save Mammon and either you save one and hate the other. Okay, so your mind's really, when you come to this thing, your mind's really gonna be about this thing, man. You can't try to be rich. I might be rich while the kingdom is here, while this place is still here, and then I'll give it up when Yahushua comes back. That's not how it works, man. Okay?
Even in verse 24, it said the disciples were astonished. Because even back then, the respect that people had for rich people back then was to the point where if you said a rich man wasn't a godly man, you know, people were shocked. So but Yahushua became and flipped the scriptures.
Yeah, because a lot of people think they are blessed in their riches, man. Look at you all see them, man. They are rich. God has given me all these things, you know. But they are proud, man. You know, they're very proud, man. That's why when somebody Meek comes and gives them the truth, man, they reject it, man.
No, because they was outside before us.
I remember one pastor they interviewed him about why he was rich, and he was saying, well, was Jesus poor? Was Jesus poor? Was he not rich as well? So that's why that was his excuse for having a lot of money, man, or trying to get money from people, saying that Jesus was not poor, Jesus was a rich man.
Or the old Edomite guy.
No, I think this one was a Jake. The one that was saying that, man. You see? Yeah. So they think up there, you know, having all those riches, they think it's a blessing from the Lord, man. But all those things, man, those are worldly riches. Eventually, man, they're all gonna lose it, man. Their congregation is gonna turn around and say, you didn't warn us about these things that are happening now. You know, a lot of these guys, they're gonna be killed by their own congregation, man. You see? What else we get? We finish up at the end.
So Mark 10 and 25, it's easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to enter into the kingdom of the Most High.
A camel, a needle of a camel or camel of a needle.
So Matthew 7:25, it's easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to enter into the kingdom of the Most High.
The eye of a needle was if you have a city and you have the massive gates, but then those massive gates will be closed, and then they have the smaller doors, which were a lot easier for them to close down if the enemy was coming, man. So what they would do is, if the camel, because the camel, number one, first of all, is stubborn. And second of all, for it to go through the eye of the needle, it had to kneel down and then crawl underneath it, man. So imagine now, just like an animal now with things on it to try and crawl down and then go through that hole. It was a hard thing to do, man. You have to be whipping it, and men will be pulling it and everything, and they'll be whipping it. It was a hard thing to do, man. And Yahushua said it was easier for you to go through, for the camel to go through that particular door, the eye of the needle, than for a rich man to enter into the kingdom, man. A lot of these rich people that you see, man, they're gonna die in their rich. They're gonna die here, man.
Right.
Okay. So really, man, money, because money is a curse, man, in this place, man. Okay, the love of money is really a curse in this place, man. Because that's why you see these guys, when these famous guys, when they hear about the Hebrew Israelites, you hear about guys like these celebrities that they come up like they think about Snoop Dogg, and who's the other guy, man? They say today they're Hebrew Israelites, and then tomorrow they lie, man.
Chingy and
Kendrick Lamar, don't call me black, I'm a Hebrew Israelite. So he must have come across the truth for a little bit, and he was hyped to the point they even put it in a song. But then what happened, man? The love of the world, man, kept him there, man. Okay, the love of riches. Okay, a guy like Kendrick Lamar, man, you don't go hungry for a day. Okay, you don't go a week without pussy, man. Women are throwing themselves at you every day, man. Okay.
You gotta defile your integrity to get riches, man. If you wanna really become rich, man, in this world, you gotta do certain things that's gonna defile your honor, man, as a man. You know? So once that's happened to you, you're condemned of yourself, man. Alright? you can never really like turn, when you've given up your soul to Satan, okay, and you've done things most abominable, you know what I'm saying, you can't, you're unclean, man.
Respect.
You're very, very unclean, and you've compromised your own soul. All right, I can't really put myself into that kind of shoes because I can't imagine that level of defilement, man. To be eating somebody's feces, man. To be sodomized and different people casting couch and all these having sex with animals. Once you go there, you can't come back, man. You can't.
Yeah.
You're not gonna come back from that, man. Once you go through that door, it's done.
Yeah.
You know?
Like the thing that's the brother from Mississippi, he put out Pharrell. He was on the cover of magazine, you see that, yeah?
Right.
You know?
That's what I'm saying, for real.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
For real. He's been doing it for years, man. He's been getting bent over for a long time.
Bloody hell.
He ain't coming back from that, man. He's done. He's a servant of Shaitan, of Satan, man. He's given his soul over. And there's been loads of R&B rap artists that have come and gone during the time of Pharrell. Alright, but he's still on the scene, showing you that he's still into that shit, man. He came on the scene with a big ass dress, man. Talking about that's the new masculinity, man.
And the ones, them feminine sodomites, that's the kind of outfit they like to wear, and you know.
That's the new masculinity. How the hell can that be masculine? What's mad? Nothing masculine. The motherfucker isn't even having a beard on his face, man.
Insane.
Imagine if we had to fall and say, yeah, that's masculine, so we gotta come out here with dresses.
Oh man. There was one rapper, he's gone now, as you mentioned, some come and go, but they had him sit on a couch and put his hand around some gay man with his tape. He had integrity. It was from the ghetto, but they said to him, if you want to get into the millions or more than that, take off your top and hug up another gay man. And he did it to get that certain amount of millions. So he got that money, and then they said to him, nah, if you want to go further, because they tape everything on record. If you want to go further, you've got to do something else, something a little bit more defiled. And he said no. He was willing to just accept the money that he had, the millions. And they said no. So they said, right, we're going to put everything out in the media, and we're going to say that you're a homo. Yeah. And he just shot himself in the head because he
can't deal with that, man.
He couldn't deal with it, man.
You know what I'm saying? That's what you got. Telling you, life. That's what happens for the love of money. That's the root of all evil, man. That's what the elites use to manipulate our people, man. You know what I'm saying? Money. How much are you willing to do? How much are you willing to give up to get this? You know what I'm saying? To get this amount, to get that amount. Because Jake is already in an impoverished estate. Alright? And the majority of our people, they're not part of the elect. They don't see the kingdom. So they think this is the be all and end all. They don't want to be in poverty for the rest of their life. So naturally they would give up the booty and all them things there to get them riches, man. Because that's all they think this is the be all and end all. You know what I'm saying? So that's why we gotta see all that and think that it's a good thing that we're not on that side, man.
They have to go, man. They have to go.
You know what I'm saying?
But a lot of these rappers, before they sign those contracts and before they become, what they do first of all is they invite them to a lot of these mansion parties, they call them. And they give them a little taste of being famous, of being rich, of having, diamonds around your neck and all those sort of things. So because somebody tell me, I'll give you this amount of money if you do this, man. They give you a little test first, man. So a lot of jack men, nobody will know. They're like, fuck it, man. do what you gotta do. And some guys, they go all out, man. Who's that, man? Is it Rocky or something, man? Always wearing all those feminine clothes and dresses and stuff.
Who?
It's a Rocky. You know?
He wears dresses. I've seen that.
They go all out, and that's the guys, man. They have albums after albums after albums, man. You know?
And so like, I remember, I'll never forget this picture of Tupac. He was in the bath with jewelry surrounding him. And you know, they told him to do that. Get in the bath. You know, we're going to take a picture of you with jewelry on. You know, and that's what this is.
With his top off to assimilate sex. Completely naked. Because sex sells, yeah.
I read that back in 16.
So Mark 8:36, but what shall it profit a man if he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul?
See, what profit does it get you, man, to gain the whole world and lose your own soul, man? Okay? The wicked now, man, you are subject to their will now, man. If they tell you to put on a dress, basically, man, you know, your whole integrity, man, throwing away your whole integrity, man, doing things that you don't believe in, man. Being bent over by another man, it's whether you like it or not, but you're doing it anyway for the riches. Okay? Human sacrifices. No? Is that more?
This is Matthew chapter 19 verse 16. And behold, one came and said unto him, Good master, what good thing shall I do that I may have eternal life? And he said unto him, Why callest thou me good? There is none good but one, that is the Father. But if thou wilt enter into life, keep the commandments. He saith unto him, which Yahushua said, Thou shalt do no murder, thou shalt not commit adultery, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not bear false witness.
So this man, Salakia, this man basically he did everything right, man. He kept the laws to the best that he can. Okay? But go ahead, you don't?
Honor thy father and thy mother, thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. The young man saith unto him, All these things have I kept from my youth up. What lack I yet? Yahushua said unto him, If thou wilt be perfect, go and sell that thou hast, and give to the poor, and thou shalt have treasure in heaven.
So the Lord does tell him to give up what he had, man.
Really?
Okay? The Lord does tell him to, because that's somebody that really believes, man. That really believes, man. When the Lord puts that faith in your spirit, man, you'll be ready to do that, man.
Yeah.
You'll be ready to do that, man. Say what I have, man. Say no more.
Yeah, yeah.
You know?
It's true. It's like a woman, man. You find a woman that you like. Say if something happens that she gets arrogant or something like that, depending on if you like her, you'll say fuck her, man. I ain't like her anyway. But if you really like her, you probably stick around a bit, man. Try and talk to her, man. Try and talk some sense into her. It's like that, man. You know, and this thing is like, depending on your faith, if your faith is great, you'll give up all the riches, you give up your house, you'll disappear from your wife, your family, you'll disappear. Just for this, if your faith was that great, if you truly believed in the kingdom. If you like the kingdom, depends what you like, man. You know? When you meet that woman, if you don't like her, you don't tell the fuck, you don't give a fuck about her. But if you really like her, you'll stick around, man. Through the madness. But now, this kingdom, like the reason why the guy, have you finished reading?
A little bit, one more verse.
Go on.
And come and follow me. But when the young man heard that saying, he went away sorrowful, for he had great possessions.
Exactly, so he had great possessions and that outweighed his faith. You know, like on a scale, his great possessions outweighed his faith, man. You know what I'm saying? So he was like, he measured it up. He said, the kingdom or